Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I would like to welcome all of you to the Parish Council meeting. Sit to my left are the members of the board. Sit to my right are the members of the senior management. I would like to take a moment to recognize about our activity this week. This week, we will do some activity like we bring the Christian orphanage to the park.
No, Stephen, no. I don't agree with your opinion because it is such a waste time. It is better if we do something beneficial than bring this Christian orphanage to the park.
Myers, what is wrong with you? Everyone already accept my opinion.
Myers, what's wrong with the idea? It sounds just good.
Yeah, I know, right? There's nothing wrong about that.
Myers, you are so rude to me. Please be respectful at this moment. You already break the rules of the Parish Council meeting. Everyone can vote him out from this meeting right now. Thank you.
Should we vote Muni? I think this meeting will be quite longer if Myers keep inter as for now.
Yeah, sure, he's just causing trouble to this meeting, right? Let's just vote him out.
Gosh, I don't understand. Why are you guys voting me out from this meeting? I just give my opinion, and you guys don't need voting me out from this meeting. Just because he is a chairman does not you guys need to follow him.
Stop, Myers. You cannot act like this.
Oh my god.
I don't want to say this.
You shut up. I just give my opinion. Why don't you listen and accept to my opinion? I would rather punch this man than being ejected from this meeting.
I say stop, Myers. Please show some respect. We are in the middle of formal meeting.
Hi, how are you guys doing today?
Hi Aina, I'm good.
Yes, Aina. I'm always at the best of health.
Hi Aina, I'm doing good here. Thank you for asking.
So, today we are going to discuss about case that connected the trippers to person, which is Stephen versus Myers. Firstly, trippers to person mean a direct or intentional interference with a person, body or liberty. Acts of trippers to the person are generally crime as well as tort. We can see in this case the defendant made a cause and tried to punch the chairman. This situation leads to assault when the defendant immediately raised his fist clenched towards the chairman. An assault is an attempt or a threat to do a corporeal hurt to another, coupled with an apparent present liability and intention to do the act. If he was advancing with an intent, I think it amounts to an assault in law. If he was so advancing that within a second or two of time he would have reached the plaintiff, and it seems to me that it is an assault in law. So, there is any element of trippers to person that related to this case?
Aina, that was a really good explanation about assault in trespass to person. I can easily understand them well. To answer your question, yes, there is some element in assault that can be related to this case. Let me start with the first one. It is the mental state of the defendant. How does it apply? In any case, the defendant must intentionally and purposely done it. The defendant must have applied the assault intention. The mental state of the defendant is about their conscious mind or purpose to act in a certain way or to cause a certain result. We usually prove it by this element with the help of evidence from the witness. They must see the defendant is acting the intention to do it and fail, or also any other fact that can prove the defendant's mind at the time. To relate this element with, in this case, we can see that Myers has the intention to assault Stephen, but he failed because he was stopped by the other people in the meeting. Even he did not manage to do so, but he has the intention to do it at first, so his act can be considered as assault by this element.
Wow, that is really good explanation. So, there is any more element?
Yes, Aina, I have another element that can explain towards this case. First of all, thank you to Aimuni that had explained the element of mental states. So, another element is effect on the plaintiff, which is my part, and another element of trespass to person that related to this case. Actually, plaintiff must feel reasonable apprehension that a force will be inflicted upon him. One of the examples that we can see is reasonable man test. Basically, this happens when reasonable men face the same situation with the plaintiff. They can feel apprehensive if that force will be committed upon him. So, based on this case, we can relate to Myers. This is because the defendant said to them that he would rather chuck the chairman out of his chair than being expelled from the meeting. This made him feel angry, and he has done something that everyone did not expect. He, with his word followed by his act, walking towards Stephen with his fist clenched. This made the plaintiff is well aware and scared because he will be assaulted by him. So that's all my explanation about the effect on plaintiff of this case.
The defendant made a violent gesture at the plaintiff by waving a clenched fist, but was prevented from reaching him by the intervention of the third parties, right?
Aina, that's really true. Do you guys know about their capability to carry out the trade? Basically, it's the first time begin to dispute or have big fight between two parties. In this case, the defendant Myers led to consider being rude or disrespectful to plaintiff Stephens and others. While Stephens is conducting the meeting, Myers lied to interrupt while the Stephens was made discussion in meeting. So, Stephens has decided to make a vote if they need to expel him by voting. The result turned out and he got majority votes will need him to walk out from the meeting. It makes defendant suddenly angry and wants to punch the plaintiff and yelling with bad words to him. This situation makes plaintiff realize the defendant's threat towards him. So it's totally defendant fault because didn't have manners and his act can be classified as assault. That is why it's so important to have tolerance and respect to each other during the meeting.
Hi Aina and everyone, thank you for having me in this meeting. And Atika, thank you because explained to all of us about the capability to carry out the threat. Back to Aina's questions, is there any element of trespass to person that related to this case, Myers versus Stephen? Yes, I will talk about the last elements in this case, which is bodily movement. Basically, bodily movement is an act in circumstances indicating the defendants will carry out his threat. Even though assault involves no contact, like you don't touch the plaintiff's body yet, and it was like with your movement, the way you look and talk to people, and the way you raise your voice. So based on that body language or criteria, people will know that you are not comfortable with the person or with situations. Hence, it is often to say that some bodily movement necessary to consider as assaulting, because we never knew that man will punch the chairman face, because there's a lot of probability based on his movement.
So, in this case, the defendant was advancing in a threatening way, so that had he not been stopped, he would have hit his victim. In this day, we also can see there are many trespass-to-person cases. All these elements really relatable as we can see in this case.